Hey guys, welcome to Coding Spot and welcome back to this tutorial where I teach you how to code the classic snake game using Python and its Pygame module. So we've done this, we've managed to make our snake move correctly. We also managed to increase its length each time we eat an apple. So we pretty much did the challenging part of this tutorial. We are now missing some basic things. So in this video, I'm gonna be showing you how to code the collisions between our snake and the walls, the four walls. So we are not gonna be able to do this. We're gonna lose once we touch any of the four walls. Also, we're gonna be coding the collision between our snake's head and its body. We also gonna be adding a score right on top of our screen. And lastly, we are going to be able to pause our game whenever we want. So yep, let's start coding. Okay guys, so we're gonna start by coding the method that is gonna be responsible of checking if it exists a collision between our snake and any of the four walls of our screen. So we're gonna go to our collision class and we're gonna create a new method. I'm gonna call it between snake and walls. We're gonna receive self and our snake object as parameters, and this is gonna be pretty simple. So let's type if snake.headx is less than 0, meaning that we have a collision with the left wall, or snake.headx is greater than the width of our screen minus pixels, meaning that we have a collision with the right wall of our screen, or snake.heady is less than 0, meaning that we have a collision with the upper wall of our screen, and snake.heady greater than the height of our screen minus pixels, meaning that we have a collision with the bottom wall of our screen. So if any of these four statements is correct or is true, we're gonna return true because we're having a collision. Now if this doesn't enter to this if statement, if our code doesn't enter here, we want to return false. And that's all. Pretty simple. Okay, so we're now going to modify our main loop inside of our main method. So right after we check this collision, we want to type the following. So if collision dot between snake and walls, we want to pass our snake object. So if this is true, we're gonna lose, right? And we want to create a new method on our snake class. I'm gonna call it die. So it's basically like a restart method. We also wanna reset the score. So basically score equals 0. Once we create the score class, we're gonna do this. We're gonna come back to these comments. So yeah, for now let's start coding the die method inside of our snake class. So right here, I'm gonna do it here. Dev die, we're gonna receive self, and it's gonna be pretty simple. I'm gonna copy these two lines right here because we wanna somehow reset the position of our snake, but it has to be totally random, right? Also, we wanna clear our bodies, so we are gonna lose all of our bodies. Also, we're gonna reset our body color, set it equal to 50 again, and we wanna put our state to stop, and that's all. So I'm gonna save the file and I'm gonna run it to see if it works. So let me take this screen. Okay, so yeah, we have our snake. I'm gonna eat this apple, and I'm gonna eat this one. I'm gonna lose now. Yeah, so as you can see, we lost with the right wall. I'm gonna try the upper wall. Yep. Now the left one. Yep. And now the one in the bottom. Yeah, so it's all working correctly. And yeah, I think I missed something. Once I want to add this line of code. So once we die right here, we want to make sure the apple, so our apple object, we want to spawn it again, right? So it looks more like realistic. Let me take this screen. Let me eat this apple. I'm gonna lose here. Yeah, and the apple respawns. So yeah, awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna do the collision between the head of our snake and its body, right? Now, before that, I want you to see something with our snake, something that's happening with our snake. So, as you can see, I'm gonna move down. I'm gonna move down, and as you can see, I can go up directly, as well as if I go left, I can go directly right, and that shouldn't be possible because once we have our bodies, we don't want to collide them. So we're gonna do the following. It's pretty simple. Right here in our pygame.keyDown events, we want to do the following. So we just want to move up if we're not going down. Yep. So if snake dot state is not equal to down, we want to start moving up, right? Now I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna paste it here. So in this one will be if our snake state is not up, we wanna start going down. So it's pretty much the opposite. Yep. So if the snake state is not left, in this case, we wanna go right. And here, if our snake state is not right, well, right, we want to start going left. So let me show you what we managed to do. So okay, so I'm going up, right? I'm gonna try to go down, and as you can see, I can't. You can test it on your computer, but now we can't go to opposite directions. So awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and code the method that is going to check if we have a collision between the head and the body of our snake. So let's go to our collision class. Let's create a new method. I'm gonna call it between head and body, and we're gonna receive self and the snake object, and this is gonna be pretty similar to this one. It's actually the same, but we want to start by doing a for loop. So for body in snake dot bodies, so we're gonna loop through all the bodies, and I'm gonna copy these. We're going to calculate the distance between our snake and its body, the body that we are looping. So we're gonna change this apple word to body, as well as here, and that's it. Now we want to check if distance is less than pixels in order to return true. And if we manage to loop all bodies without returning true, it's because we haven't collided and we want to return false. So yeah, pretty simple. Okay, so once we have coded this, we can go ahead and modify our main loop. So we want to go right here and we want to type if collision dot between head and body. We're gonna pass our snake object. We wanna pretty much do the same as here. So we wanna call the die method of our snake class. We wanna respawn our apple, and we are going to reset the score. Okay, so I'm gonna show you something. This is not going to work yet. Let me show you why. So I'm gonna run the file. So let me eat that apple. So as you can see, whenever I eat an apple, I'm losing. And that's because, let me show you. That's because we need to move this movement. So I'm gonna copy that movement and we're gonna move it all the way up here. So it needs to be in this order. So the first if condition or if statement must be the between snake and apple, right? Then we need to move our snake and then we can actually check the other collision. Let me show you that this works. And yeah, the order, if you think about it, it will make sense. I'm not gonna explain it, but if you think about it, it will make sense. But just make sure to code it in that order. So yeah, as you can see, I'm gonna actually eat more apples for you to see how the code is working. So let me eat 2 more. Oh my god. Yep. 1 more. Okay, I'm gonna lose with my own body. Oh my god, I can lose. Okay, I'm gonna eat another one. Let me, yeah. So as you can see, we touch our body with our head and we lost. So that's what we wanted. So yeah, as I told you, I'm not gonna explain why we need to have it in this order, but if you think about it, it's gonna make sense. So yeah, our game is almost finished. We need now to add some kind of score, right? For you to have like a personal record or something like that. So we're gonna create a new class. I'm gonna call it class score. We want to create an init method which receives self and no more, and we want to put self.point equals 0, and we are going to do the following. So self.font equals pygame.font sysfont, like this, brackets. I'm gonna use monospace. So monospace, this is the type of font that we're using. 30 is gonna be the size of our font, and we're gonna put here bold equal false. You can play with it, but I like this combination. So we're gonna add some methods here. So we want to have the method increase, so it will increase our points by 1. You can increase them by 10, 100, whatever you want. I'm gonna increase it by 1. We want to have our reset method, which is gonna be self.points equals 0, and we want to have our show method that is gonna receive self and surface as parameters. So we're gonna take and type this label equals self.font.render. So we're gonna render the following label. So something like score, 2 points, 2 dots, and plus string self.points, right? Comma. So this is what we're gonna render. So it will look something like score 0, and each time we eat an apple it will be like score 1, score 2, so on, so on. Okay, so comma, the second argument is gonna be something called the anti-alias, something like that. We're gonna leave it as 1. And the last one is gonna be the color of our, well, label. I'm gonna use black, and we need to create that color right here. So black is 0, 0, 0, and that's all. Now we need to, well, show it. So we're gonna type surface.bleed, and we're gonna pass the label and the position. So the position, I like 5,5, but you can play with it. These are my default values, but you can, well, put whatever you want. So now let's go into our main method. We're gonna create our score object, and right here, just after we draw the apple, we'll show our score. Again, we want to pass screen as parameter. And now let's code these comments, right? So here we need to increase the score. So we're gonna do score.increase. Here we want to reset it. So score.reset. And I'm gonna copy these. And here we want to reset it also. So yeah, I'm gonna save the file and I'm gonna run it. So yeah, as you can see, we have our label right here. So that's why I like the 5,5 position, because it's exactly on the left upper corner. So let's see if this actually works. I don't know why I'm not moving. Something's happening with my screen. Okay, so I'm moving. Awesome. So each time we eat an apple, as you can see, the score is increasing by 1. So yeah. And let me lose to see if we can reset that score. Yeah, awesome. So score is now 0. So yeah, we're pretty much done. We're missing one more thing, which is a pretty easy thing, but it may be useful for some of you guys. So it is a movement game, so we wanna somehow pause the game whenever we want. So we wanna go here to our, well, Pygame keydown events, and we're gonna add a new one called if event.key equals pygame dot k underscore p for pause. So if that happens, we wanna make sure our snake dot state is set to stop. Pretty simple. And we want to add one more thing right here. So right here we want to check, we want to just we want our snake to move just when we are not in a state of stop, right? So if snake dot state is not equal to stop, right here, is not equal to stop, then we can move, and that will do it. I'm gonna save and run the file. So yeah, we have our game. I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit. Okay guys, so yeah, make sure to play. Leave it in the comments what's your high score. It's quite difficult. Let's see if it actually works when pausing the game. So I'm gonna type P. So yeah, as you can see, we pause it and we can continue playing by pressing any of the other keys, arrow keys I mean. So yeah, awesome. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm gonna make sure to leave this code, I'm gonna upload this code into my GitHub for you to will have it if anything goes wrong with your code. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it, you learned something new, and you are enjoying the channel. I'm gonna try my best to continue uploading more and more games. And yeah, thanks for the support, and I hope you like it. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.